Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. A little reaction to the race today and Bubba Wallace's 2023 season. A career year, regardless of what happened today. If you look back at his NASCAR Cup Series standing, oh yeah, happy birthday, Bubba. 28th in 2018, 28th in 2019, 22nd in 2020, 21st in 2021, 19th in 2022. Will be no lower than 16th in 2023. If you look at the Cup Series career, the first 3 years he spent with Richard Petty Motorsports. At that time, that team was not very good. No one can say they were. The year before, Eric Almirola finished low 20s. The year after, Eric Jones finished in the mid 20s, so about the same as Bubba Wallace did. But in that first season, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, 10 top 20s, led 19 laps, finished 24.5. So each year, Bubba Wallace has gotten better. In 2019, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, 8 top 20s, 1 lap led, average finish 23.9. His last year with Richard Petty Motorsports, 1 top 5, 5 top 10s, 15 top 20s, 14 laps led, average finish 21.1. His 3 years now with 2311, the first year in 2021, a new team, a single car team, regardless of what people think about it, is a 2311 car. They have a technical alliance with Joe Gibbs Racing, but 2311 employees build the car in the 2311 shop. 1 win, yes, Talladega rain short, but go back and watch it on NASCAR Classics. He had led the last 5 laps before the rain came. You got to remember, it takes a long time to dry a 2.66 mile track, and it takes a long time to only a certain amount of time you can race because of no lights. And you got to remember that race was also postponed from Sunday. So once it got halfway, at that point there was no reason to try to dry the track, try to keep everyone there longer. You just wanted to get out of there. So it rained, they lost the track, they knew it was going to take a long time to dry, there's no lights, just halfway, call it, be done. That's a NASCAR thing. No, NASCAR didn't do it so Bubba Wallace could win. Bubba Wallace is leading before the caution came, and if you remember, go back and watch it because I've watched it recently. The caution came out for an accident, and then it started raining. Everyone knew it was going to rain. But 3 top 5s that year, 3 top 10s, 20 top 20s, 62 laps led, average finish 19.7. 2022 got his first career pole. The first year, 2311 was a 2-car team at Kurt Busch. He got a win, 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s, 20 top 20s, 150 laps led, 18.3 average finish. He got that one at Kansas. Yes, he was driving the 45 car. But it was literally the 23 team who just took the 23 off, put the 45 on, because the 45 was in the owner points. I know a lot of people like to say, well, that was Kurt Busch's setup. Good. That right there just puts down 2311, does not put down Bubba Wallace. Because if Bubba Wallace can win in Kurt Busch's car, as people had said, that means Bubba Wallace can win in good cars. That means 2311 is not giving the 23 good cars. So that wasn't an insult to Bubba, that's an insult for 2311, which I don't think that's true. I think 2311 gives both cars equal. 2023, started the season off a little rough, had some great runs. There's still 4 races left. 3 straight top 5s, Kansas, Darlington, Charlotte, including second at the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. 8 straight top 20s from Pocono through Darlington, the opening round of the playoffs. 3rd best average finish on the intermediate tracks. Lots of top 5s on intermediate tracks. We still have 2 intermediate tracks left, Vegas and Homestead, and he finished 3rd at Vegas, 4th at Vegas in the spring. We know he missed Homestead last year. He's not driven the next gen car at Homestead. Like he said, he's looking forward to Homestead. Phoenix is a whole different ballgame. In the last 6 races, now this does not include the Roval, average finish 15.2, 12th of all the drivers. In the last 15 races, average finish 16.1, 12th of all the drivers. Average finish in the last 36 races, 16.8, 18th among all the drivers. That goes back to last year, including the race that he missed. So far, 5 top 5s, 8 top 10s, 22 top 20s, led 276 laps, average finish 16.6. That is the key. In the 3 years with 2311, his average finish went from 19.7 to 16.3. Booty Barker's getting better. Freddie Kraft up on the spotter stand. The whole 2311 team. Tyler Reddick this year has just helped that team take the next level. The fact that you go back 6 races, the playoffs started. I even go back a little farther than that. Go back to Michigan. At Michigan, Bubba Wallace finished 18th. 18th in Michigan. Everyone said, well, there's 2 road course races coming up. Bubba's not making the playoffs. Bubba can't drive a road course. Let's see, 18th and 12th. Finished 12th at Daytona, made it in the playoffs. People said, oh, he only made the playoffs because people had issues. He's never going to make it out around 16. 7th at Darlington, 32nd at Kansas, which blew a tire. 14th at Bristol. Guess what? Bubba's in around the 12. It was like every time Bubba does something, there's a group of fans that he can't do more. 3rd at Texas. What could have been if he could have won that? If he could have won Texas, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. 23rd at Talladega. 16th at the Roval. His literally 2 best tracks in the playoffs, Talladega and Kansas, his 2 worst finishes. So far in 2023, he's had 5 finishes outside the top 30. He was 30th at California, 37th at Coda. Coda was the low part of the season for Bubba, and I did a video about that. And we all know what Bubba said. Bubba is wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's very critical of himself. He has self-doubt. Millions of Americans go through the same thing. Right here, this guy. That's why I'm a big fan of Bubba Wallace, because I understand what he's going through. He talks about anxiety, he talks about self-doubt. He doubted himself hardcore that day. But you know what? 9th at Martinsville. 4th at Kansas, 5th at Darlington, 4th at Charlotte. So in the 2 Darlington races, the toughest track on the NASCAR circuit, 5th and 7th. 4th at Vegas earlier in the year. Martinsville, he finished 9th. He can go out there and he can run well on any track. He has a chance of winning all the time. Finished 2nd in Stage 1 today. I know there's a group of fans out there that cheer when Bubba has issues. They cheer today when he misses the playoffs. That's fine. You know, you can cheer for who you want. You can like who you want. My only thing is, don't personally attack someone. Don't call them names. Don't make fun of them. If you can root for your driver and root against other drivers without doing those 3 things, that's fine. There's a group of drivers I don't like. I don't like Ryan Preece. I don't like Kevin Harvick. I don't like Martin Truex Jr. But here's the thing, though. I don't call them names. I don't put them down. I just say, hey, this is how I feel. I just don't like them. I'm not fans of them. Unfortunately, there's a group of fans that can't do that. Because every time Bubba Wallace's name comes up, we go back 3 years and bring up something in the past. And it kind of gets old, because if you do a little research, which I do all the time, I love doing research, looking stuff up, here is what it says online. On June 21st, 2020, a member of Wallace's team reported to NASCAR, again, a team member of Wallace's team reported to NASCAR that a noose had been placed in the garage stall at Talladega Superspeedway, which NASCAR President Steve Phelps relayed to Wallace in the evening. The organization condemned the act as heinous and said they would consult with law enforcement. Wallace stated he was incredibly saddened by the painful reminder of how much further we have to go in society and how persistent we must be in the fight against racism, but also praised his fellow drivers that are driving real change and championing a community that is accepting and welcoming of everyone. Before the Geico 500 race the next day, the drivers and crews pushed Wallace's car to the front of the pit road to show solidarity, a gesture that drivers Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick proposed. Bubba didn't say do this. Bubba didn't even want it. Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick proposed the idea of it. A day after the race, an investigation by the FBI concluded Wallace was not a victim of a hate crime. The alleged noose, it was a noose, look pictures up, it was a noose, was a pull-down rope and a loop in the style of a hangman's knot noose that was located in the overhead door. This had been in the garage since the fall of 2019. The FBI determination led to people criticizing Wallace, still do. It wasn't a fake story. Wallace stated in interviews, although he was relieved that it was not significantly targeted, that he wasn't targeted, he was frustrated by the backlash he received. I still agree with that. And there's some things from the president, we're not getting into that. Do I think in 2019 somebody purposely tied a pull-down rope to look like a noose, figuring at one point in time Bubba Wallace would be in that garage stall? No. Did somebody do it going, this will be funny? Yes, probably. It wasn't at that time directed toward Bubba. But unfortunately, because his crew member reported it, he wasn't even in the garage area. And like the article said, Steve Phelps told him about it later. People blame Bubba for it. It's not Bubba's fault. Bubba had nothing to do with it. But yet, 3 years later, we bring up race. We bring up all this and we say, Bubba uses this all the time. When I ask people for an example when he uses this all the time, 2020. He doesn't. That's the problem. He doesn't. The interview he had today, post-race, he was humble. He was happy the way he's changed. He talked about how good he's done this year. And that's what this video is about. The career year that Bubba Wallace is having in 2023. 4 races left. He can still get a win. Even without a win, he made the playoffs. He made the round of 12. Things that people said he wouldn't do. He's ran well. He's improved his average finish. He won a pole. He's one of the top 15 drivers, top 20 drivers in the garage area. Can't take that away from him. I don't care who did what. When there is 25, 30 cars in that garage area that can win, and you're one of 3 drivers to make the playoffs without a win, you are a top tier driver. You're in a top tier team. Look what his teammates doing. His teammate overall average finish isn't that much more than him. His teammate had more points, so his teammates moved on to the round of 8. Bubba's not getting replaced. Bubba brings sponsorship. Bubba's got fans. I'm one of them. But you know what? A career year for Bubba Wallace. On his birthday, unfortunately, wasn't able to make the round of 8. But you know what? Applaud for the career he is having. Let's go out and get a win for the year's over with. Get some more top 10s, top 5s at these intermediates. That is just a little reaction to the career season that Bubba Wallace is having here after the round of 12 here at Charlotte Roval. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.